So carrying forward of losses is something which is very crucial, which many of our taxpayers do. So there have been some instances where taxpayers found it difficult that even after filling it in the schedule, I think schedule CFL is the one that we used for carry forward of losses, and when there was income that was available in the current year, they could not adjust it in the schedule. So how does what is the step that they need to take there to resolve that issue?
So typically for salaried people, the most common thing that would be available is the carry forward of loss from housing loan interest.
Right.
So that comes forward from previous year. So that whatever was the loss from the previous year, that has to be entered in the schedule CFL.
Right.
Once it is entered, then there is a button in that software utility which says compute set off. So there is another schedule called brought forward loss adjustment, BFLA. So there you have to go and click on compute set off. So once you do that, the software will automatically take the losses of this year. If there is any income from the present year, it will set it off and the balance will go back as taxable income for the current year.
Okay. So let's say we have a taxpayer who opted for the presumptive taxation scheme under 44AD, and then for the next 5 years he doesn't opt for it. What is the outcome of such a situation?
So as you have rightly pointed out, 44AD envisages a lock-in period of 5 years. So if you have opted for 44AD presumptive rate of taxation for this year, then it is expected that you will continue with 44AD for the next 5 years. Supposing you want to opt out and next year you don't file your return under 44AD, then you can't opt in again. So it is like a one-way kind of a thing. If you have opted out, then you can't again opt in before the next 5 years. So it is like, if you have opted in, you stay for 5 years.
Right.
If you have opted out, then you can't again opt in again till the completion of 5 years.
5 years. Sir, we also have situations where people earn long-term capital gains from shares or sale of securities. So in that case, how does he or she disclose this income in the ITR?
So Subhash, this is something that all the taxpayers must be aware. We have provided details of sale of shares and mutual funds in the annual information statement. So it is a guide for the taxpayers to know that all the sale transactions are recorded. He can go back and to the ITR and fill up schedule 112A. Most of the residents will file 112A. In case of non-residents, they can use schedule 115AD. So 112A is the section where you report all the long-term capital gains from sale of shares, equity, mutual fund and things like that. It also provides for columns where you can report the fair market price in January 2018, which is when the capital gains on sale of equity shares came in. And then the other thing to note is that you have to provide information of the quarterly breakup of capital gains in the capital gains schedule, so that then the interest under 234C can be properly computed. Second thing that to note is that the taxpayers must report the capital gains in the schedule SI, that is the special rate income schedule, though there is an automatic linkage, but that must be verified and it must be reported there because this is taxable under special rates. I would also like to highlight here that dividend income is also important to note, that it is also a part of the annual information statement. There the taxpayer has to show the dividend income in the schedule income from other sources. And I would also request all the taxpayers to report the quarterly breakup of the dividend. This is important because if the dividend is earned in the last quarter of the year, then he doesn't have to pay advance tax right from beginning. So he can file advance tax only towards the end. So that way the 234C interest for deferment of advance tax will be properly calculated if he reports the quarterly breakup of dividend income.
Okay.
So these are some things that the taxpayers can note.
दोस्तों, ये मेरी 7 किताब है जो कि amazon.com पर पब्लिश है। आप इसे डाउनलोड करके पढ़ सकते हैं। इन किताबों के लिंक्स इस वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन में दिए हुए हैं। इन 7 किताबों में से 5 किताब मनी मैनेजमेंट पर है, यानी पैसा निवेश करके अधिक पैसा कैसे कमाएं पर आधारित है।